In the words of Tim Ferriss, he said, focus on being productive instead of being busy. So today, this quote is going to form the basis of what we are going to be talking about. Today, it's going to be productivity. And it's going to be a little bit hands-on because I'm going to show you a lot of things and share a lot of things, the way I manage my time to become productive. Focus on being productive instead of being busy, Tim Ferriss. We are in a very fast-paced world. And if we are not careful, we can get caught up in just being busy with so much that we lose sight of productivity. And at the end of the day, we don't just want to be busy. We want to be productive. We want our efforts to be directed into the things that matter the most. So focus on being productive, not just on being busy. Focus on being productive and not just on being busy. In addition to sharing my story today, I'm also going to be using Elon Musk as a case example on how he uses his time. I want to believe he's still the richest man in the world right now, and it's worth listening or learning a few things from him that could help all of us. Of course, not all of us can be the richest person in the world. That's not practically feasible or not possible. Some of us will just do, but like I always say, the best version of ourselves is what we are targeting. So if we are meant to be an Elon Musk, great, be it. If you are meant to be a Bill Gates, wonderful for you, be it. I'm happy for you. But I am meant to be Oluwole Babatunde. I'm not meant to be anybody else. So the point we're making today is, or generally in Adapt and Advanced families, we want everybody to be the best version of themselves, the best version of yourself. Nothing less than the best that you can be. That is what we want everybody to be. And in order for us to achieve that, productivity is very important. We need to be as productive as maximally possible for us to be, so that we don't lose time in any way. And that's why we're looking at this topic today. Get more done in less time. It's one of the topics I'm extremely excited about. Get more done in less time. You don't have to run another person's race, but as you run your own race, you can get more done in less time, according to your abilities, according to your vision, according to your mission statement, according to what you are called to be on the earth, according to why you are here. I believe in purpose, that nobody is here by accident. It doesn't matter how you came here. Whether you came here by an accident, parents might say, okay, oh, we never wanted a child and we just got pregnant, or whether you were really desired and really sought out for, whatever way you came into the world, I believe strongly that you're not a mistake, you're not an accident. And I speak to your life today that you are not one. Doesn't matter what the world has told you or what people have told you. So we want to be the best version of ourselves, and we want to be as productive as can be today. The example we are using to look at today's topic is Elon Musk, the richest man in the world right now, or at least at some point. And the main lesson we're going to bring out from him is, in order to be productive, what he does generally is he blocks time out in his schedule. And what that means is he blocks his time out in 5-minute increments of what he wants to do at time. Of course, productivity is not just only this. There's a whole lot, and I definitely not saying this video is all in all of time management or productivity. However, at least it can take us a step forward, or we can learn something. And if there are things you already know and you're already doing, that's great. Put it in the comments. It can help somebody. At least it helps us to know it's doable and it's possible. One of the reasons I always encourage people to share comments and put in comments what they are doing is just to let us know that we are not alone, whatever it is that we are doing. Other people can do it. If others can do it, then I can do it. It's not just me saying it, other people are saying it. And if you are struggling too, it's good for us to know. We can keep you in our thoughts and in our prayers, one. But even also beyond keeping you in our thoughts and prayers, we can share ideas that is helpful for us. So please put in the comments how you have been able to be productive. If I believe everybody one way or the other still, you are not from zero, in as much as let's assume 100 is the ideal for each person. I want to believe nobody is on zero. You might be on 10 and this video might just move you to a 15 or 12 or 13. That's good. That's great. You might be a 60. This video might just help you to learn one small tip that'll move you up to a 62 or 63 or 64. Or maybe even 90. You're like very, very productive. This video might just move you up to a 92 or 91. Wherever it is you are in your life and in the stage of life where you are, you can get better. So the main lesson from Elon Musk that I want us to take away today is that Elon Musk is somebody who breaks his time into 5 minute increments. He's the CEO of SpaceX, is the CEO of Tesla, which I'm sure most people in the US are very familiar with those names. He schedules his day in 5 minute increments. So I want to encourage every one of us today. Most of my own calendar is in 30 minutes increments specifically. And of course, my own life is not just about the calendar alone because I have my patient care in another calendar, which is not like the Microsoft calendar, So, depending on what kind of day it is for me, determines where I have to look up to. If I have to see, for example, 10 patients today, I won't go to my Microsoft, that's not where I'll find. I'll go to my Epic. That is where I have the list of patients, the time they will be coming in, how much time they are going to stay with me. Is it a follow-up visit that is 30 minutes or it's a new visit that is 1 hour? All of that will be found in my Epic for the patients. But if it's a day, for example, I have research days where I have a lot of meetings. If today is, for example, my research day, then I look into my calendar or other places where have that filed into, and then that determines my pace and I have to know what I need to do. Again, Elon Musk, the lesson I want us to take away from him, he schedules his day in 5 minutes increments, and whatever works best for you, you've got to have to be productive. You've got to have a way of scheduling your time, what you want to do with your time, and how best you want to do that. So, I will share this real life story that happened to me a few weeks ago. So we have these lectures we call it didactics in the residency training program. I'm a PGY4 resident in psychiatry. We have not had a chance to meet, and my name is Oluwole Babatunde. So we had these didactics in my psychiatry program. We do it every Wednesday morning. Right now, might be as of the 4th years and the 3rd years, and we were sitting together in a classroom setting where we have lectures and we have things. And one of my so of course, I'm working on this book that is about to be published, and I talk about it all the time, everywhere. Just as I talk about it in the video, I talk about it one-on-one when I meet people. So I talked about it. Some of my colleagues talked about the videos. Some of them signed up, subscribe to the video channels and stuff. And one of my colleagues said something that was interesting. He said, "How does Wally have time to do all these things?" And another one answered, another colleague answered and said, "It looks like Wally has 3 different lives." We all laughed about it. And I understand what they are saying a little bit. And the question they were really asking is, how is he able to do all of these things? And I can, for example, talk about a few things I'm doing which might look a little bit like too much. Like I'm a 4th-year resident, which is a full-time job, and it's busy, like busy. As a psychiatry resident, any residency is busy. In addition to that, in my 4th year, I'm the chief resident administration, which means like I do some administrative stuff like vacation, monitoring of my vacation, putting vacations on calendars and stuff like that. Though I have some block time for it. But the point is, it's still some extra work that I have to do at certain time. In addition to that, of course, for those who know me personally, I'm married with 2 kids in high school. So that's also another level of job I have to do. I have to be a father at some point. Like today, I just returned from getting my boys from school. I'm going to work. At times I get them back, go to school, get them back home and stuff like that. So I'm a father, I'm a husband, and I try my best to be a good one. So that's another part that I'm doing. And also in church, I volunteer as a currently middle school, we call them middle school, eighth grade students, small group leader, which means currently my small group we have last Wednesday, we do it every Wednesday evening. Last Wednesday, we had about 13 students, and we have two leaders leading them, myself and another leader. So, I lead them, I send messages to them about every day. I send Bible verses to encourage them to read, encourage them to read Bible verses and stuff like that. At times we go out, to do things, to fun things together and stuff like that. So I have to, and of course, we have to like be in church like 4 to 5 hours, three, depending on the day, maybe 3, 4 hours every Wednesday evening. So typically Wednesday is my busiest day. Do lectures in the morning, I do patient care in the afternoon, and after that, grab my family members, go to church. Usually we don't leave until 9 p.m. or 8:30, we're back home till 9 p.m., get back home. So I do that as a volunteer activity in church. So, so looking at all of that, so it's easy for someone to like, how do I really get time to like do all of these things? And, I'm not breaking under it. In addition to all of it, I'm still very involved in research, which originally I didn't even have any time for. I was just doing it out of the love and passion I have for research. I always tell people I've been in school all my life. I've spent love research so well, and even if I don't have any time, I'll still do it. But initially, I didn't have time, but later, eventually, my program so that I was really productive and I was really passionate about it, and they gave me some block time. But it's still extra job and extra work to do. And most times, I do things even beyond the time I have for it. So I have research going on one side. I'm writing grants. I'm going to conferences. I'm presenting papers. Throughout my residency, I've been to like, I don't think it's not overestimate to say like 6 conferences every year, where I present paper in at least 4 of them. So I have all of this going on in my life. I write grants. I just got one funded recently, October 2024. I'm about to submit 2 grant applications in the next couple of months coming. So I have all of this going on in my world together at the same time. So I get it when my colleague said, "Who only seems to have 3 lives." So it was funny we all live about it. I'm like, the good thing, at least they subscribe to my channel, and I'm happy about that. And some of them promised to buy my book as soon as it's out. I let them know. But the point is, we all have the same 24 hours, and based on our purpose, we can always fashion out and figure out how to get these things done. I know my purpose. I know what I'm supposed to do. I have everything clearly written out, and I want to encourage you. If you don't have things clearly written out, go for clarity. Take the next step forward. You might not be as clear as I am on paper, but at least take the next step forward. It could just be, I want to be a good father, or I want to be a good mother, or I want to be a good friend, or whatever it is. I want to reach out to lives. I want to save souls. I want God to use me to minister to life. Whatever it is you believe you're called to do, I want you to like make it official and plan towards it, and you can get things done. However, in addition to the humor in like always a 3 person in one, it was actually thinking about it later, not at that time. It actually was something that was very passionate to me, because I've always said I'm living the life for 3 people. Though I've not said it so much loud, but that made me thinking about like, maybe I need to say this a bit louder than I'm currently saying it. And what I mean by that is, my mother died when she was 32, and my father died when he was 40. And I knew they had big dreams, they had big ambition. My father, as a pharmacist, was able to like start a pharmaceutical store, was able to put money together to like start a small community hospital, in his lifetime. After my mom passed, was able to start a block, was industrial, was able to start a block industry, in the name of my mother. I knew he had a lot of dreams, had a lot of vision. I saw him like work extra hard and all of that, but unfortunately he died at the age of 40. So I believe, I always thought I'm living the life for 3 people: myself, my dad, my mom. Whatever it is, of course, I can't live somebody else's life. It's not possible in reality. But what I mean by that is, as much as possible, I want to make them proud. whatever it is they would have loved to achieve, which fates didn't give them the opportunity to do while they were alive. I'm trying my best to make sure that I could live that. So what my colleague said as a joke had deeper meaning in my heart. Like, and there's an adage in my language, Yoruba, in Nigeria, that says "Okunrin meta," which means a tree in one man. Usually they say that when somebody's very industrious or very hardworking or very energetic. So, three in one man. But, that's by the way. But the point I'm making with this is I strongly, strongly believe that I'm living for three. Just because as much as possible, I want to make my father who died at 40 and my mother who died at 32, I want to make them proud as much as I can. So what was just a joke had a deeper meaning for me. I just sent for a bracelet which had on it, I'm living for three, and the name of my father's company, which is his full name, Abaso Adetunji Babatunde Solomon, and the name of my mother, the block industry, my father's, which is my father's full name, Esther Omanike Babatunde. So I'm going to be wearing that, just to remember them. There's so many things. I don't have access to many things they left behind. It's been a long time and life has happened. So, but at least the bracelet will give me that reminder every day that I'm living my life to make them proud if they can't see me where they are right now. How does that concern you? Yes, you can be the best version of yourself. And you might also, I'm sure everybody has their own story. You have a story of the people you want to make proud. It could be your parents. They don't have to die for you to make them proud. Like I said in another video recently, that someone asked me, like, must we kill our parents and have something extreme before? You don't have to wait for something extreme. I was reading the book published, I did every week, in preparation for my book launch soon. And one of the things he said, shared in the book recently, was that he had a friend, the writer of the book had a friend that died when they were on a cruise, and which was a big moment for him and a redefining moment for him. And he said, you don't have to, people don't have to die for you to have a redefined moment. You can, like, just make up your mind, like, okay, I want to be the best version of myself. I want to make my father proud. I want to make my children proud. I want to be the best that I am called to be. So using the main framework in the book, which is map lamp, to explain today's topic, which is get more done in less time. We're going to pick the first letter M. So it is M-A-P, map, then lamp, L-A-M-P. So the first M is meaning making. Like I've said over and over, personally, I make meaning from the Bible most of the time. But there are other ways to make meaning. Another way could be like people you love so much. Like I just told us an example, for example, of me making meaning of my life from the loss of both parents at the early age. And I want to make them proud. Something as simple as that can be your own way of making meaning. If, for example, you're not a Christian or you don't believe in the Bible, it could just be like, I want to make my late parents proud if they are late. Or even if they are alive, I want to make my parents proud. They've labored so much on me. They've put in so much into me. That could be a way of making meaning. And Viktor Frankl, in his book about making meaning of life, or purpose of life, said that one of the ways he was able to survive in the concentration camp was thinking about his wife that he loved so much. Although he could never see her in the concentration camp, but even thinking about her alone gave him strength to continue when it was difficult and when it was hard. So at times, one of the ways we make meaning is by focusing on people we love. They could be dead, they could be alive. That's one other way to make meaning. But for me, like I said, I make meaning a lot from the Bible. And Psalm 90 verse 12 is the Bible verse that I'm using to make meaning today, which says God should teach us to number our days that we might apply our hearts to wisdom. And what does this mean? It means our days are numbered. Let's assume we are living, even if it's 100 years, that's 365 days times 100. That'll be 36,500 days. So we have a number on it. Our life is not unlimited. According to the Bible, it's unlimited in the hereafter, but not here. Here it isn't limited. We have limited number of time. So for a 100-year live person, 36,500. For somebody who will live 50 years, maybe that's 18,000 days. Because our days are numbered, we need to live it with that consciousness that I'm not here forever and I'm here for a purpose. How can I be the best version of myself? By pouring myself into the best that I'm supposed to over the number of days that I have to live. My target originally was 90 years that I want to live, but I'm thinking of really elongating it and making it longer now. If God gives me grace to live that long, whatever number you eventually live, I strongly want to believe that you can make the best of every bit of every single day, and you can get more done in less time every single day of your life. Succeeding, adding value, being a blessing to people around you, and making every single day count. And that's why we are talking about this today. So meaning making applies to getting more done in less time by you focusing on making meaning out of your life and putting in the best into every single day. So you need to ask yourself this question: am I living my best right now? Am I putting in the best I should put in into life the way I'm supposed to do? So in the map lab principle, M meaning making, then A is action. And I've talked a lot about this book I'm about to show us, which is taking massive action as described in the 10 times rule. It's a book I recommend if you are thinking about the book you want to read and you've not, or you're trying to fashion out the book for self-development. I recommend reading this book. It's going to be very helpful. So in the book, it talks a little bit about taking massive action, going extra mile to get the things you want to do done in life. And one of the things he said, for example, is if you are in sales, which all of us are one way or the other, some directly, some indirectly. I'm not directly in sales, for example, right now, but I believe strongly all of us, we are involved in sales one way or the other. So one of the things he said is you need to knock doors maybe like 100 times before you can close on 2 to 3 conversion. For example, you want to sell something, maybe in real estate. I just checked on Google a few minutes ago. In real estate, typically to close on 2 to 3 deals, you need to have knocked 100 houses, which is a conversion rate of 2 to 3%. That is generally accepted conversion rates. And as I was thinking about this, what came to my mind was the story, my personal story. I've shared this in another video before, of when I was trying to get into residency 17 years post graduation from medical school. And there was just so many negative news, like this is not going to work. You are 11 years post medical school. You've not practiced medicine in almost, okay, I left Nigeria, did PhD 7 years. By the time I was starting residency, I was out of clinical practice for 7 years, except for the observership I did like a year prior to applying, just to strengthen my application. So I had too many noises, like it's not going to work, it's not going to work, it's not going to work. And I'm also international. I didn't graduate from around this place. So many things. But what did I do? I sent 300 application plus out. And out of the 300 applications, I was able to secure 8 or 9 interviews, which is almost like the 3% rule, yeah, because for every 100, I got like 3 interviews. For every 100, another 3. For every 100, another 3. But of course, like I said in the earlier video I shared, that this was because of my unique situation. If you're a US graduate, maybe with even only 10, you'll be good. Get a few interviews or 20 or 30 at the maximum. But the point I'm making is, if you are in sales, the typical conversion rate most times is 2 to 3%. Of course, it's variable and it's not like a law, but that's about things. So at times you need to put a lot of action into the things you're doing. If you're in sales, that's about what happens. But beyond even being in sales, there are times that you have to just put in your best into things you have to do. You have to do extra work. For example, now, because I've experienced so many academic failures at different stages and phases of my life, I kind of know how much study I need to put into passing an exam now. And I know it might be a little bit higher than, for example, somebody who is just fresh out of school. But I'm okay with it. I'm fine. It's the life I chose. But you need to know, have an idea of how much you need to put in to get the outcome that you desire. Okay, the next alphabet is P, map plan. P is planning, which for today that we're talking about, get more done in less time. I'll talk to us a little bit about this book, Getting Things Done by David Harlan. In the book, it described that one of the best ways to get things done is first recognize the things we need to do, which he called outcome desired. So we have to recognize the outcome that we desire. And then after that, we have to also recognize the action needed or action required. So outcome, action, file. Outcome, action, file. So what that means is you have to first recognize for every single thing that comes to your mind that is important to you in the way of fulfilling your purpose. You have to recognize that what is the outcome I desire about this. It could be something small. If, for example, I just told you about residency, the outcome I desire was to match into a psychiatry residency program for that time. It could be something else for you. And it could be just something small like to attend a party or to help somebody. Whatever comes to your mind, you need to understand the outcome that you want, desired outcome. Then after that, you have to know the action you need to do that will give you that desired outcome. So you need to recognize what's the action, what do I need to do to match into your psychiatry residency program. For me, it was applied to 300 programs, among many other things. If I want to go, for example, if I want to go to church to volunteer, my action could be, my desired outcome could be, I want to see, like we had Sufuse meetings this year, 2025, and each of them had 13 of our boys in the group. And one of my prayers every day is to have at least 12 of them every time we meet. So, which was so hard for us in 2024, though we had a number of times we had it, but it looks like the prayers have been answered, boom, in 2025, and I hope it continues. The point I'm making is, so what's the desired outcome for me is to have 12 of them coming and being engaged, learning all the things that are being taught and living the best life they can. Then what is the action required to this? For me, I send messages to them every day to encourage them, for example, to read the Bible, to do other things, whatever it is that, will be a blessing to their lives. So recognize the outcome desired, recognize the action that you have to take. Part of the action I have to take for that one, I have to go there every Wednesday to see them. Of course, a few Wednesday when I'm not in town or when I can't make it, it's most Wednesdays I go. So action desired, outcome desired, and action. What is the action that will make the outcome to come to pass? Then the third one is you have to have a system to file it. For me, I don't know if that's the same for most people. There's just so many things I want to do. I just told you a number of them. In addition to working on the book and publishing, which takes me at least another minimum of 1 hour investment every day. These videos I make every week take some time from me too. So I need to decide what's the desired outcome, what's the action that I need to do to get the desired outcome. Then I need to file things. So when things come to my mind, we have to have a way of filing those things into a place where you can easily retrieve them when you are ready to do that action. Otherwise, we'll be worried. One of the best solutions to worry or anxiety is when you are able to do this. When you know what you want, the outcome desired, you know the action to make it work, then you need to put it in a place. You can file, it could be soft copy filing. And I'm going to show us a few things I do every day. Filing. So if you see, this is my calendar. I print this booklet every month. Like I print my entire calendar for the month at the beginning of the month. Then I staple it for each day. So this calendar, for example, is for today, which is 17th, Friday, 17th of January, 2025. This is what I have here. You can see this sticky note that has like 8 lines on it. Those are the top 7 things I must do today, 17th of January, 2025. And you can see the other bigger sticky notes. These ones are not extremely urgent things, but they're important. One of them is for yesterday, one of them is for today. The one for today, you can see is a long list. There are things I want to get done, but they don't have to be done today. The one that this is for yesterday. So every single day I change it. So tomorrow I'm going to take the one for yesterday off, and I'm going to see the things I've not done that can still be done. So those are so I have a way of filing it. And then in this calendar every morning during my prayer or my study time, I open it one by one and look at what is important for me to do in the calendar. So I extract it from this booklet. I look at this booklet once a day. I extract it into this place or this place. If it's something extremely urgent, I extract it. If it's something that is important but not extremely urgent, I put it here, which means I could do it a little bit later. That's one of my own ways of filing things. So this is my own way of filing things, and ideas come to me every time. Another thing I do to file things, let me show you this booklet. I have this notebook that I use. You could say it's a big. This book is for 4 months planning. Like I've talked about the 2 pages where I write things. Every day I have 2 pages. This is today's page, 17th of January 2025. You could see it. I have Thanksgiving here. I have Bible reading here. I have book stuff. And I have sermon. And I have a few other things, sticky notes that I move around every single day. What all of this does for me, it helps me to organize my thoughts. When I have thoughts, you could see so many sticky notes by the edge. What that means is whenever ideas come, for example, I have some pages that I dedicated. For example, let me open a page. This is about the book. Yeah. So I have pages where I talk about the book and I put it there. Just whatever I have thoughts about the book, I put on the sticky notes. Then I place it in the book. If I'm not able to work on those ideas today, whenever I have time, I'm going to pick them and work on them. So those are the kind of things I do every so. And then another thing I do is every morning during my study time and prayer time, I also, in addition to have the hard copy of the calendar, I also look at the soft copy. At times things change between the time I print this and the day, so that there might be something on my calendar I don't want to miss it. I check it. So there are things that must be done. For example, we have a patient that must be seen. That is important and urgent. I must see them that day. Every other thing must be conducted until I finish seeing my patients. Within 3 days, I must have my notes submitted. That must be done. Every other thing comes second. So there are things. So all those critical things come in here. So you need to have a system so that you don't get swamped. You get overcome worry, you overcome anxiety, and then you keep moving forward. Again, you don't have to be as detailed as I have. We have different purposes. You have your purpose. Yours might just be a single paper or maybe just something, whatever works for you. But by all means, make sure you're making progress and you are becoming the best version of yourself. And every single day, you are making progress towards being the best version of yourself. So that is MAP. So we go over LAMP a little bit quickly. L is learning. I just showed us the book, Getting Things Done. This is the book I'm listening for this week. I've listened to this too, the 10 times rule. And I've also listened to this one too, The Miracle Morning. A good number of all the things I'm talking about today are related to these 3 books, and that's why they're to show. So learning is very important for us. And after that, L, we have another A, which is alliance. We've got to work with people. And the example that came to my mind today was that I want to share. Shout out to Eric. He's one of my colleagues. When I started residency, I started meeting with him every Friday at 6 to 7 p.m. And that's our meeting, research. I call it research meeting. Like I said initially, I didn't have any time for research, but I was interested in doing a few things. And he had more expertise in that area than I have. And our weekly 6 to 7 meeting on Friday has led to publication of at least 2 manuscripts. We have 2 about to be submitted, 3 about to be submitted this January 2025, making 5. And we have like another 2, which will be remotely submitted sometimes. That's like 7 manuscripts within 3 years plus of working, meeting 6 to 7 p.m. every evening on Fridays. So alliance, you need to work with people. You can't do everything alone. Of course, there are many other alliances that have been very useful for me, including my wife, which is the greatest alliance I have. So that's something you have to recognize, people that can help you achieve your goals and all the things you want to do in life. And then M brings us to mission statement without flogging it too much. It's important for us to understand that we have to write a mission statement. I say my mission every day. For us as Adapt and Advanced family, my mission is very similar to the Adapt and Advanced family. For the Adapt and Advanced family, the mission is that for every single one of us associated watching these videos or associated with Adapt and Advanced family, every one of us to be the best version of ourselves daily. The reason daily is there, or part time, whether daily or part time. The reason daily or part time is there, it's like every single day you are improving on yourself, you are becoming the best version of yourself. Where you are today is not where you are tomorrow, and tomorrow should be better than today. The path of the just shines brighter and brighter until the glorious day. So I believe everybody should get better a little bit every single day. So be the best version of yourself by increasing value and success, also daily or part time. Again, you should not be stagnated in one place. Your value should increase, your success should increase. And in that process, you have been a blessing to the people that you meet along the way, whether your family member, friends, wherever, people you meet everywhere, patients, colleagues, whatever. We want to be a blessing to everybody along the way. We don't want to keep it to ourselves. So have your mission statement very clear. And finally, prayer. I can't overstate this enough. Personally, I believe it's just like we are not designed to do everything by ourselves. Prayer is just communicating with your maker, and it helps you to know his will, it helps you to do his will, it helps you to also make meaning of things that happen at times. So whatever that is for you, it can be different for everybody. For me, it's praying to God. If it's different for you, it's fine. But whatever it is that takes that role in your life, it's important for you to keep doing it and keep putting your best into it. So that's the map lamp principle to explain what we are saying today, getting more done in less time. I believe you gain something from this video. What are you doing? Make sure you watch to the end. I want to assume you are for you to get to this point. Watch to the end. I'd encourage that. Learn something, even with just a tiny shift, a little bit. Like I said, if you are on number 10, move up to 11 out of 100. If you're number 90, move up to 91 or 92. If you're number 50, move up to 52 or 51. No, just make sure you keep moving. By all means, keep moving. Remember this quote: if you cannot run, walk. If you cannot walk, crawl. By all means, keep moving. So the whole essence of this weekly video is to make sure we keep moving. So I want to encourage you, watch the video to the end, like it, share with those that will benefit from it. And most importantly, I want to see it in the comments, telling people how blessed you are by this, or even sharing personal stories related to the content of the video, or sharing things that others could read and also help them to know that I'm not alone and I can do this, I can be better. So, and finally, if you've not subscribed to the channel, make sure you also do that. I think that's it for this week. I'm extremely happy, excited, and I believe you are too. Thank you so much for joining. See you again very soon. Bye.